Good morning and welcome to the 8:15 daily operations weather brief. We are currently seeing some nice conditions out here this morning on the shore with clear skies, cool temperatures, and light winds. And for today, those temperatures do look to remain cool and breezy with some westerly winds gusting up to around 20 knots at times and pushing our afternoon highs into the mid 60s with some lowered humidity, and that will serve us well in helping to keep our temperatures out there at least feel more comfortable and help us keep our dry streak going as we work to close out the week as we move forward. Now, looking at this morning's surface analysis, we do have low pressure systems both over Ontario and Quebec with some high pressure stretching down through the northern plains, down through the Mississippi Valley, and we have since seen a smaller secondary push of cooler air move into our area, and that helped to bring our morning temperatures down into the 40s this morning with some light westerly winds. And as for today, we do anticipate those winds taking it up a notch, as mentioned earlier, 20 knots or so. However, they do look to remain below any advisory criteria at this point, although closing in on it still below it. And we'll see those winds begin to calm as that pressure gradient between the lows to the north and the highs out west and overhead start to weaken, and we'll see that our winds will then calm down in conjunction with that high pressure moving southeastwards towards our region. Now, come Friday, we will see mostly sunny and cool conditions once again with a little less wind overspreading the area and our highs in the mid 60s, with Friday night looking to be the coolest of the period ahead as those lows drop into the lower 40s. And then Saturday, we'll continue with our cool and sunny trend with a few more clouds in comparison to Friday, and those highs look to be in the lower 60s, followed by yet another cool night with the lows in the mid 40s. As for our current observations out on the field this morning, we are seeing clear skies out there with some unrestricted visibility, and winds are out of the west at about 4 knots with a temperature of 51 degrees and a relative humidity of 71%, and that is continuing to drop. Now, pulling up the most recent satellite imagery from this morning here, we can see that the area remains clear of clouds and that the cloud cover up north associated with those lows is steering well out of our area and not really anticipated to have much of an impact on our cloud coverage today, although we might see a few clouds mix in from time to time in the mid-levels, but overall we do look to remain clear with nothing on the immediate radar for concern. Looking at this morning's 24-hour HER run, we see that cloud cover up north and those associated showers. Once again, doesn't look to really make an impact in our local area and looks to stay well north of our region here. So no real concerns as far as any rain chances for today. And that brings us on to the 24-hour outlook, in which we see some light cloud cover throughout a majority of the day and clearing skies for portions overnight before we see some clouds to build back in. Temperatures do look to climb into the mid to lower 60s today, and for our winds, they do gradually increase in the afternoon hours and then diminish with time through the evening into tomorrow morning, in which winds will be light below 7 knots. And overall, a nice day. So Friday, for the day ahead, mostly sunny and a few clouds mixing in and then clearing overnight, and a high of 61. For Friday night, we'll see those clouds slowly diminishing and a low of 42. And then Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy, more so on the sunny side, but those clouds do look to build in a bit more than Friday, and a high of 60 with no real weather-related concerns on the board, and a nice couple of cool days ahead. And that is going to conclude the daily weather operations brief. We'll be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook.